Hi, I'm Tammy McGuire, and this week's version of Foster to Family, we're going to interview Ryan Hamner, the author of this beautiful book that says This is Remission, and the reason why he wrote this book. So coming today, thanks. I appreciate you coming and taking the time and sharing your story and your journey and how you became to not only write the book. He gives really neat items to the foster closet for certain little kids that come in that we help. So Bradstreet reached out, found him, which was so amazing, found him and then reached out to me and said, hey, what do you think about this wonderful project that he does in our area? So we've been corresponding via email and some items, and we are super excited to share his story with you today. So thank you so much.
Thank you. I grew up in Columbus, Georgia, moved to Florida for my job back in 2012, and I was finishing up playing music. I've been playing music.
What kind of music do you write your own music?
I write and record music, and I had a record in 2008.
A record, get it, guys? Not a download.
We call it record.
Yes, we do.
Call it a record.
It's old school. Old school.
So it wasn't actually a record, but it was.
right.
I had a CD, digital downloads,
nice.
That sort of thing, and then I wrote a song for the American Cancer Society. I worked with a lot of different cancer organizations, so Be the Match was one of them. But I did start on my book, eventually finished my book.
So music was first?
Music was first.
So
yeah.
Music, writing, corporate world, but also has a heart behind it. So what we say is you have a purpose behind the past. So there's a past there that got you to remission. Tell us about growing up and why you wrote this.
So my book, This is Remission, actually was my second. So my first real book was a little kid's book for Blue Cross Blue Shield. It was a book that is called You'll Be Alright, Buddy, and it kind of explained cancer and cancer treatment to kids, right? This is Remission kind of takes you through my childhood of discovering I have cancer, from being misdiagnosed to finally being diagnosed. Well, I first had symptoms when I was probably around, I think it was 3 or 4, but I was misdiagnosed. So I was actually treated for an allergy to cats. Lymph node in my right side of my neck. And the doctor just did not think, statistically, he thought that the chances of me having lymphoma as a child, small child, was so rare that couldn't be what was going on. So we found out, I guess I was around 6 years old, that it was actually Hodgkin's lymphoma. So that's when I started my treatment.
On the 2 years of the unknown and how your body was able to sustain itself with cancer. Man, kudos to your mom and dad to keep going and finding that what's wrong with you. So 6 years old, you're in first grade, kindergarten?
Yeah, so I was in first grade, started getting radiation treatment. There were so many tests, and then age 9, so I had lymphoma at 9.
So you went through remission in between?
In between.
For how long?
So for 3 years, and then it showed up again when I was 9. Showed up again when I was 11, and then it showed up again when I was 21. So I finally had a bone marrow transplant when I was 21, and that seems to have taken care of the problem. On mine, just a little bit. So I actually got my own bone marrow. So my bone marrow,
What?
Yeah.
That's amazing. Wait a minute. How can you do that? Tell us.
So I had to take these shots for, I guess, a few weeks. And then they collected my bone marrow.
Wow.
And so but my bone marrow made it very active. So they collected the healthy cells and they froze them, and then they killed off everything, which was not the fun part. That was the transplant. So they killed it off, gave me the new stuff, and they...
At 21.
That
just proves to everyone out there that healing happens and remission happens. So, note to self. What would you say to people out there about donating their bone marrow?
Oh yeah, so it's real easy to do. I actually did a fundraiser for Be the Match. It was at the University of Kentucky. I know of somebody who matched with somebody and was able to be a donor.
So we'll have a link below to be the match. That way you can find out if you are a donor for someone out there who needs a bone marrow transplant. He's proof positive that it does work, and you can be the difference. What brought you to want to write it?
Just my story. Actually, you know, the cancer treatment and all that stuff, chemo and radiation and things like that. You know, from what goes on after treatment, because it doesn't just end after treatment. You know, I developed some other issues. I've been on top of them, you know, with my heart, and my lungs, and exercise has really helped me kind of maintain that. Eating right. It comes after cancer for a lot of people, and I don't think a lot of people get that. It's not like a depressing book. It talks about my childhood. It talks about, you know, grade school, my first punch. So it talks about my first fight. It talks about me and my brother on Saturday mornings. But it really goes into some detail with me growing up with cancer, and then of course playing music, and just my take on some advice.
What brings you joy?
Simple things, music, writing. It doesn't have to be anything big, like a sunny day outside drinking coffee, that kind of thing.
So in other words, seize the moment.
Yeah, simple little things.
Click of a link below for where you can find how to purchase his book, how to purchase his music, and find out more about him. But we want to tell you about how we connected through
Bamba Box.
Bamba Box! Oh my gosh, is this the prettiest, the cutest little thing you've ever seen? So tell me about the name.
So Bamba was my
grandmother would
I
bring
did not
you a
come up
box while you were in the hospital.
It would be a box or a bag of just some surprise gifts or goodies from, you know, all over. Usually the gift shop at the hospital, but it might have been something they picked out at the store or outside. But
how often did she come?
Well, this would be usually after like a bigger procedure, a surgery, or if I just went in the hospital sick, sometimes chemo, or if I wasn't feeling well or something like that. So, but I can particularly remember going into surgeries, and I was scared of the surgery, you know, but I looked forward to this box, so I always just wanted them to bring it for me. And they, without fail, they were like, hey, when you come out of the surgery, don't worry, we're gonna have your goodie box or whatever.
And so he was like looking forward to it. I wanted to tell you the correlation between this box, because you're like, well, foster closet, cancer, foster closet. Well, what we thought, he wanted to branch out to help even more kids. So foster closet helps every child coming in through DCF. And yes, we have trinkets galore out there, but this is super neat because they don't know what's inside. Where we're gonna show you in a minute what is inside here. But the neat thing about it is we've come up with this little option where they will go, this one says a boy from 6 to 8. We have from 4 to 6, and then 6 to 8, and then we have an older version for tweens. So we want to tell everybody what's inside. So it's going to be a surprise, by the way.
So yeah, it's always going to be a mystery. That I get the gifts from all around. Sometimes I get them from around town. I shop for them on some of them on eBay.
Do people donate to you through your website, and then they can go purchase this, or do they send money to you and then you purchase it in their name?
What's really cool, open this one up.
Yay!
So so on the website BambaBox.com, you can go gift a box at BambaBox.com.
I love that.
So if you know a kid that needs a better day for whatever reason, maybe they have cancer, maybe they're just, you know, going through a hard time, you know this person, you can send it directly to them. We'll ship it to them.
Wow.
The other option is if you don't know anybody, but say you want to donate a Bamba Box to Foster Closet, you can go gift a box, right? So you go to BambaBox.com.
BambaBox.com will be on a link below, but it'll also be on Foster Closet's website.
Oh, perfect. So you gift a box, and so we can see this one was gifted by Jessica T.
Thank you, Jessica T.
Jessica sent me a box, and then there's a letter from me, that secret website, part of BambaBox.com, video of me with my favorite little toys that
So kind of like a secret club.
Yeah.
Nice.
Okay, so on the secret site, you just go to the secret site, you type in the password, you can watch a video of me showing some toys. There's 2 of my downloads for free. Where Hope Lives is on there. Hear the Heart.
That's the songs.
Yeah, those are 2 of my songs. So that's pretty cool. I think. You know, so especially for kids in the hospital, they can get on a computer or whatever. So this box is a boys box, and
what's inside?
This looks like a cat toy, but I think it lights up.
Oh no, what? It's not a cat toy. Watch.
So yeah, that's a little something. Got some Flarp noise putty. This is pretty cool.
Nice. I'm not opening it. Don't worry.
Got some other things. I'm not gonna show the whole. But let me show you. So this is the biggest part from where I was a kid. This was the parachute man. Now some kids might not even know what this is. You probably know what this is.
I kind of do. I'm a little older than these 6 to 8 year olds. So yes, I remember.
These are the original ones from the 80s when I was a kid. Right?
Wow.
I had to track these down. So. This was my favorite toy when I used to get my surprise box.
Aww.
So I demanded that all of my surprise goodie bags or boxes had this little parachute man.
I go and speak about Foster Closet, and I talk about treasured moments. A lot of times our children have really hard past, and we say, I want you to close your eyes and bring back to the moment like parachute man that brought you joy. And think about not ever having the parachute man. And a lot of our kids have to leave their items at an unsafe environment, and they don't get their parachute man. So we want to replicate that feeling of joy. So the fact that you've replicated your joy from when you were having a hard time kind of brings to fruition what we've been saying about bringing joy to a child. So I love that story.
Yeah.
I just want to say, I'm so glad that he shared about his parachute man, because all of us have a parachute man. And all of us want to give one to a child.
And every time I even look at the parachute man, it takes me back to those days. But
see?
So there's another thing with the parachute man. So if you open the parachute man and it has my signature on it, then I'm gonna give you a free virtual concert, so you can FaceTime me or whatever, and
So okay, all of you that get any kids out there, the foster families for Foster to Family that are a part of our subscribers, and your kiddos get one, remember to look on that parachute man. That's amazing. I'm so grateful for your story, for your purpose and passion to give back to the children, and the families, actually the families as well, because it's for you to give some little bit of hope. We were so excited that you wanted to help us, but more importantly, to share his heart and his soul and his story. So if you're out there wanting to help with a Bamba box, or if you want to listen to his music or purchase his book online, everything is below. But we are so excited partnering with you. We wish you long life and longevity with Bamba Box, and we hope that more kids out there can reap and be happy when they open up their parachute man. So thank you so much for coming, and you find out more by clicking the link below. I'm Tammy McGuire. This is Foster to Family, and see you next time.